Does this sound sort of familiar? You buy something online, but when it arrives, it doesn't really fit, or it doesn't look the way that you thought it was going to look like, so you just return it and get a full refund. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy that you wanted to join me today, because today we're going to be talking about what happens to clothes, specifically clothes, but all items after you return them, because this is something that surprised me some time ago and I thought it would make a great video, especially because the holidays are coming up and Christmas and gift giving and like the consumeristic holiday #1. So I thought this would be nice food for thought for a lot of you guys, for myself, everyone. So let's just get into it. Perhaps you buy several pieces of clothes online because you're not really sure what you actually want, and when they get there it's not really what you thought it was going to be, or maybe it's a little bit too frisky, a little bit too colorful for your taste, so you also end up returning the items. You won't have to stick to some clothes that you will never ever wear, and someone else will get to buy them and it will be worn the way that it was meant to be worn. That sounds pretty great, right? Unfortunately, that's not the reality of what happens to returned items. Most of the stuff that we end up returning, either online or in stores, is actually often just thrown away into landfills. The reason why that is because most clothes today is produced in fast fashion. If you don't know what fast fashion is the method with which we produce most of our clothes today. It means that it's produced in sweatshops in places like China or India or Bangladesh. And these factories are extremely poorly maintained. The workers in the factories are paid less to nothing to produce our clothes and are often working shifts that are longer than 15 or 18 hours. When we buy something from a fast fashion brand like H&M or Topshop or Bestseller or ASOS or Mango, or if you can think of a chain store that sells fashion, it's probably fast fashion. And when we buy something from these stores, we are automatically saying to them that this behavior is okay. There's so many reasons why fast fashion is both unsustainable and unethical. And if you want to know more about these practices specifically, I recommend watching documentaries like River Blue or True Cost. They're really amazing. Something that pisses me off, and something that I often mention when talking about fast fashion, because it perfectly encapsulates the problem with fast fashion, is the fact that we know the 4 seasons, like not Vivaldi's the 4 seasons, but we know winter, autumn, spring and summer, right? Fast fashion companies like H&M, for instance, introduced 51 different seasons as an excuse to sell us more clothes that is made cheaply and discarded in an extremely unresponsible way. It's actually more expensive for a company to put an item that has been returned through redistribution, and therefore it just ends up being thrown away. 5 billion tons of waste are generated each year because of companies' convenient return policies. And this happens everywhere, in every single convenient consumer industry. A report from 2016 from Germany showed that Amazon on a regular basis discards and throws away perfectly good items like furniture or kitchen supplies or electronics and toys. So this is something that surprised me, because when I was younger, when I was in high school, I used return policies from companies, big fast fashion, online stores all the time. I would regularly buy 5 or 7 different dresses and then try them on, see which one fit, and then send the others back. And I thought, that's great, that's fine, that's super convenient for me. And that was actually everything I thought. Just, it was convenient for me. Okay, so what can we do? Because this channel is all about solutions, you guys. Because obviously fast fashion is bad. Obviously, every convenient return policy out there is kind of sketchy, because why would, right? First of all, when you buy something online, make sure that you know your own measurements, because a lot of the clothes online usually fit weirdly and it's often just marked as small, medium or large. But when you go into the measuring chart, you can actually see what these symbols mean and what is a small, what constitutes a large, etc, etc. You know your own measurements exactly. It's much less likely that you will end up buying something that doesn't fit right. Read other people's reviews of a product you're about to buy. For instance, stuff like shoes can be super difficult to buy online because what you think is a size 38 might be super different from the seller that you're buying from. So by reading people's reviews, you can sort of gather an idea of what constitutes their size 38. If people are saying that it fits more snugly than a size 38 or is a little bit bigger, that's usually really good advice to go from. So what if you already bought something fast fashion, or what if you got something fast fashion as a gift and it doesn't fit? Because having it just chill in the back of your closet is obviously not the best idea either. So without having it go to waste, what do you do then? Then I recommend apps like Depop or Trend Sales or Tradono, apps that let you trade second-hand items with other people or let you sell your own stuff, your own wardrobe to other people. It's really a good way of making sure that the stuff that you actually buy will end up in someone else's hands. Another thing you can do if you already bought something fast fashion that doesn't fit, or if you got something as a gift, is returning it in an actual physical store rather than returning it via mail and online. Because if you go down with it to the store, I guess there's a larger chance that it will actually just go back into sales. I'm not quite sure of the statistics here, but I'm just trying to think what I have seen, because when I try stuff on, or when I used to try stuff on in the changing rooms in stores, it would usually go back onto the racks, onto the shelves. So I'm wondering if that's the case here as well. Okay, so there's also the option of just not buying fast fashion. Because if you don't buy fast fashion, you won't have to deal with this, will my items be thrown away or will they not? Because if you don't support this industry, which I think is inherently a good thing, then you will automatically be more sustainable and less wasteful. So staying clear of fast fashion is a really good way to go. There are tons, literal tons, not really literal tons, but there are several really conscious, ethical and sustainable fashion brands out there. I have a video about it as well, but you can also just go full on secondhand. Wow. Oh, cool. Fast fashion is a really good thing to start boycotting now, because fast fashion is built upon the notion that resources, that materials and that people are disposable. The best thing that you can do when you buy anything, fast fashion, electronics, toys, whatever, is don't buy unless you actually have the intention of keeping it. This wasteful behavior of buying several different pieces that you're not really sure about, but you want to take them home and see how they fit, or you're just buying a lot of stuff online because it's super cheap and it doesn't really matter, is extremely wasteful. And that behavior and that mindset will automatically affect a lot of other decisions that you make. So if you start by just saying, I don't buy anything unless I have the intention of actually keeping it, of actually using it every single day. So try to think in those sort of directions and don't buy anything unless you have the intention of actually keeping the product. There's no just in just return it later. Is that cheeky? Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I hope that you liked it. If you did, leave it a thumbs up and leave your comments down below and let me know in what ways you try to stay sustainable. I would love to know. Also, if you have any questions regarding this video, I have all my sources in the description. So if you want to read some of this information for yourself, go ahead and do that. Let me know what you think about this video, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Take good care of yourselves. Until next time. Bye! Thank you so much for watching this video, and also a special thank you to my Patreon supporters. You guys help me create green, zero-waste content, and I love you guys. You can find the links to my social media accounts down below and the link to my Patreon on this screen. Bye!